My name is Ralph today I've had a video. Today's video I'm going to take a look at my Doctor Who DVD, Blu-ray, VHS and CD collection. So, let's begin. So let's begin with Classic Who, starting off with The Unearthly Child, which is the very first ever story ever. In my opinion, for the very first ever story ever of Doctor Who, I think it's quite good. Next up we have The Daleks, which is 7 parts long, and sometimes it does drag a bit, especially with the they go into like a cave or something towards like part 5 and 6 area. I can't think of what it actually is, but yeah, that really drags for me in my opinion. But yeah, overall I still think it's a really good story, and a first great introduction to probably one of the best villains ever in Doctor Who, the Daleks. Next up we have The Edge of Destruction, which I haven't seen yet. We have the Lost in Time box set, which is brilliant. Honestly, if you are a big fan of 62, I think you should pick this up. And if you're interested in the missing episodes, I think as well. This is the old release of it because it's the chunkier, but you can buy a new slim release now. But yeah, really good. Next up is we have the Macra Terror, which was my very first ever Classic Who story I watched, and I haven't rewatched this ever since, and I thought it was okay. Nothing too amazing, but once again, I've only seen this once, and I don't remember much from it, to be honest. Next up, we have Enemy of the World, which is brilliant. This was recovered in... was it 2013 or 2014? I can't remember. But yeah, this was a missing story for ages, but then they found all the parts for it, which was epic. And yeah, it's a really, really good story, and I'm very happy that they recovered this one, because it's one of my favourites. Next up we have The Invasion, which I believe is the last Cyberman story with Patrick Troughton, the second Doctor in. Unit makes its first appearance properly. The Brigadier's there, everything. I do have a nostalgic feelings about this design of the Cybermen, because I had the action figure from Character Options when I was younger. So this was like always the classic Cyberman design I always knew because I had the action figure. But yeah, apart from episodes 1 and 4 being like animated, and I think they do an okay job. You can still tell the story from the animation, but it's not amazing or anything. Yeah, still is a brilliant story. Next up is we have The Seeds of Death, which I haven't seen yet. Next up is we have The War Games, which I haven't seen yet. Next up we have Spearhead from Space, which, again, this was one of my first ones I ever watched. Really good, in my opinion, Spearhead from Space. I love the Autons. They're one of my favourite villains of all times in Doctor Who. Again, Units makes a return in this story, Brigadier and all that. And, it's just a great first story for the third Doctor. Next up, we have The Three Doctors, which I really enjoy. This is a really, really enjoyable story. William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, and John Pertwee all together in one story, I think is great. Although William Hartnell doesn't get much to do because of his health at the time, I think Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee work really well together, to be honest. And the villain Omegas are quite, it's quite good as well. Next up is we have The Green Death. This is a special edition copy of it. I really like The Green Death. It's quite enjoyable. And yeah. Next up is we have The Time Warrior, which may be my favourite Pertwee story. I'm not too sure yet. It's probably this or Planet of the Spiders, I think. Yeah, really, really enjoyable. So, yeah. We have The Invasion of Time, which I haven't seen yet. We have The Rimbos Operation, which I thought was, it was alright. It was fine. It sets up the Key to Time stories. You can see by the stickers here. And, yeah, it's alright. Pirate Planet, haven't seen. Stone of Blood, haven't seen. Androids of Tara, haven't seen. The Power of Kroll, something like that, haven't seen. The Armageddon Factor, haven't seen. Shada, I've seen the animated reconstruction of Shada, but not specifically this version of Shada. I saw the animated version of Shada on BritBox, and I thought it was quite good. Very, very good story, Shada. But yeah, I own this copy of Shada, not the animated reconstruction of it, or the animated fill-in parts, because, half the episode was filmed and then they went on strike, stuff, so. We have the 5 Doctors here. Really enjoyable story. But I think I hyped this story up a little bit too much, so I was slightly disappointed. Tom Baker, you know, they only use random clips from Sharda because he didn't want to be a part of it. So it's, and of course William Hartnell sadly passed away. So we have, what's his name again? Richard Harndell playing the first Doctor, which I think he does a pretty good job. And yeah, I think it's just nice seeing a bunch of old companions back, and you know, Daleks side. Man, it's really enjoyable. But I did overhype the story a bit. The Two Doctors, haven't seen yet. Time Lash. This was my first ever Sixth Doctor story, and I sadly really enjoyed it. But I don't like the format of season 22, because the episodes went from 25 minutes each to 45 minutes, which really bothers me, in my opinion. We have Remembrance of the Daleks, which is one of the best Dalek stories ever. It's really enjoyable. We have Curse of Fendrick, which is signed, but I didn't actually go to see McCoy, I just bought it off eBay. So, yeah. We have Doctor Who, the movie there, which is, it's underrated. Really underrated. And we have More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, which I haven't watched yet, so, yeah. Moving on down here to my modern Who stuff. We've got a few Doctor Who DVD files here. Oop. I have issue 1, had this one when I was a kid, and I've got issue 22. And you have series 1. Series 1 is, well, one of the better series of modern Who. Really enjoyable, great introduction to Doctor Who for anyone, and yeah, really good. Second series isn't as good, in my opinion, but it doesn't mean it's awful. I mean, there's a lot worse than series 2, in my opinion, but yeah, still really, really enjoyable. Next up is Series 3. Series 3 is my guilty pleasure series. There's definitely some duds in there, but there's definitely some masterpieces in there as well. So it's really a mixed bag, but I really, really enjoy this series. So, yeah. Next up is Series 4, which is probably the most consistently good series, in my opinion. There's only one episode which I don't really like, which is Unicorn and the Wasp. But, yeah. It's a good series. You have the complete specials. They're rather hit or miss, I think, for most people. These specials, but I still think they're all pretty good. We have Series 6, which is very confusing. Very, very confusing in terms of characters, story arcs, and everything, so, yeah. Series 7 was very mediocre. Day of the Doctor was excellent. Time of the Doctor, excellent. Series 8, I've got a soft spot for it. Again, Series 9, I do also have a soft spot for it. I think I have a soft spot for all of Capaldi's era, to be honest. And we have Series 11, which is, it's alright. It's not as bad as some people say it is, but, you know, it's not as great as Series 4 or anything. So, yeah, it's not bad, but it's not good at the same time. It's not mediocre, it's just above mediocre, in my opinion. There's definitely stories I like in here, but there's definitely stories I hate in here as well, so it's very, very hit and miss, I think. Moving on over to my VHSs and CDs, we have Spearhead from Space on VHS. Really cool. And we have Trial of a Time Lord on VHS as well, which is quite cool. I do also have the tin for that as well, that release, the 30th anniversary release of it. We have the Runaway Train audio adventure. I have only the Monstrous, which has the Innocent, 1,000 Worlds, and the Heart of the Battle. I have the cover for it somewhere else. Don't know where it is at the moment. But we've got the Mutant Phase. I have the music, Doctor Who magazine music CD thingy, and we have the Series 7 soundtrack. Let me explain. So, about 2 months ago, I ordered some CDs, and they've finally been delivered, Big Finish ones, because they haven't been doing delivery because of the coronavirus, but I did hear that they were going to start delivering some more out to people, and I got mine, and they came just about after I recorded the video, so, yeah, let's go through them, shall we? So we have Infamy of the Zaros. We have The Sword of the Chi something or other, I can't pronounce that. And Cold Vengeance. Yeah, they're all David Tennant ones. So, anyway, back to me. And going over to my last part of the collection, which is the Blu-rays. I own Doctor Who The Collection Season 12. Doctor Who The Collection Season 18. Doctor Who The Collection Season 19. Doctor Who The Collection Season 23. And Doctor Who The Collection Season 26. I also own the Doctor Who The Collection Doctor Who Magazine 40th Anniversary disc. But the only thing worthy of watching is A Message from Space, which they just talk about the Gopolis for a bit, really. Then going down here to my steelbooks, Faceless One steelbook, Series 5 steelbook, and last of all, we just have this Doctor Who Series 5 Volume 1 on Blu-ray. If you guys enjoyed this video, you should like it, and I'll see you in the next video.